What's good, y'all? I'm OMA, one who may ascend. Here back home with the homie T Ran.
What's up?
So we've been getting in a lot of philosophical discussions as we normally do. You know, out here visiting for my brother's graduation, and some things came up that we'd like to discuss. So we were discussing most recently the artist dilemma. That's what it's called, and it's basically where you get to a point. It's almost like a crossroads where you have to make a decision. And not to say that the two are mutually exclusive, but how do you decide whether you choose the business route or you maintain the integrity of your artistry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to that point, and you may or may not have like these two. It reminds me of a story. I think it's like I don't know if it's an Indian parable or something like that, but it's like you have two wolves inside of you, and one is like, let's say, like malicious, evil, jealous, has like all of the bad character traits and everything inside of it. And the other one is like good, let's say like humble, uh, let's say like balanced and like caring, intelligent, and they fight each other. The question is like, which one is the one that survives? The answer is the one that you feed the most you know and in the context of this conversation with the artist uh, dilemma, it's almost like they don't fight each other. It's like they have to thrive off of each other. They have to coexist like the yin and the yang in order to survive, in order to be successful in any capacity, or at least sustain, as an artist, any type of creative endeavor. So it's not like one or the other. And this is just my answer, how I would answer the question. Like, how do you get to that point? Like, if you're experiencing, more of one than the other, and ideally, you would like the two to coexist naturally, but we do live in a society, where you got to survive, as not just a business, but as a person, and everybody has like living expenses and everything like that. So what do you do if you experience an influx of like people that aren't really about your art, but let's say you did some trendy shit, and you
It
got
blew up.
right, and you got on like that, you know, and you have like an influx of the people that came in for the trend, and they're not really about you as an artist. We were talking about funnels, like those are like top funnel people, you know, where you really want them to get at the bottom funnel because that's more fulfilling as an artist, and that enables you to do what you want to do, especially with regards to executing your creative vision and facilitating that, making that come true. So what do you do? You know, um, and it's controversial. There's no, like a lot of these things that I'm sure we will discuss. There's no like right answer. It's no one size fits all type of answer. It's just like shit. I could answer today and have a totally different answer. Years from now, days, minutes from now.
Yeah.
It like all of this is like context. Really, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But I guess my answer, at least in this moment, is do you experience the deficiency the most? Where are you lacking the most? And that's an answer that only you could say. You could provide for yourself. It's like, do I need this money right now? And I'm not saying do anything that like compromises your integrity.
Yeah.
Some weird shit or whatever. Where y'all start
There's some
switching up on me.
There's some people out there that once it's trending, that's a
Hop
formula
on
for
the trend.
success, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying don't do that, but I am saying, stay true to yourself.
Exactly.
And if the truth is, I need this money right now,
Mm-hmm.
like,
So you're saying flow like water.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Bruce
we got
Lee.
into that. Bruce Lee, be like water, my friends. And again, not to say these things are mutually exclusive. As an artist, as a creative, but also as a business person, it's your responsibility to find out within you where that balance lies. You know, so I don't know if that answers your question as best as I can.
I kind of use a pretty harsh word, where, let's say OMA had 4,000 subscribers, right? He's been doing the things he's been doing, but then he drops this new trendy idea that blew up, like he was saying, the influx of people. Example, let's say 20,000 people just came out of nowhere just for that one video. Do he continue to do what he does, you know, to satisfy his 4,000 before, or this 20,000 like surface level people who just like the trending stuff? But like he was saying, you know, that you have to adapt, right?
Yeah, adapt to survive.
But there's another thing, right, to consider is, you know, like the definition of insanity is like
Doing the same thing over and over,
and
expecting different results.
So let's say you want to continue, you know, I mean, it's your channel at the end of the day, but let's say you want to go back and not do the trendy stuff, your authentic self, but, you know, sadly, there's not a lot of views, not a lot of numbers. Is that considered like insane at that point, or like what is it, right?
Or do you compromise your values, your integrity, or what?
Or do you you know, chase the numbers because you saw something succeeded, right?
Yeah.
But the key thing is a trend, right? Trend comes and goes. Or do you continue to hop on the bandwagon every time a trend presents itself, and that'll be your, you know, your whole thing? But
one of my answers, I like, you know, not to sound like a cop-out, but both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a both kind of person.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, why you got to pick and choose if you can do both? Now, if you're not able to, you know, whatever is sustainable. You know, if something is not sustainable, that's what I come back to too. Sustainability, and this goes back to a conversation we had earlier today about regrets, right? What are you gonna regret if you don't act on it? You know, with the quickness. You know, can you still live with yourself with the decisions that you make today? You know, or will you regret it? You know, that's what I come back to too. You know, like self-awareness. A lot of these come back down to self-awareness. You know, if you could look yourself in the eye, in the mirror at the end of the day with confidence and be fulfilled in the decisions that you made, you know, that day, you know, then me personally, I don't see a problem with that. I know everybody's conscience is different, you know, not condoning like a lot of people's decisions, you know, but it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, nobody can make that decision for you, really. So I don't know if that's a sufficient answer.
that's sufficient.
Yeah, that's what I come back down to. What else you got for us on the list?
Well, I don't know who's editing this, but I feel like this should be at the beginning of the video.
Oh, okay. Where we at? 806, 807?
Have the folks seen OMA with no long hair?
Oh, the beginning of the video. Oh, at this point, I don't know. We'll probably drop the, well, nobody. I mean, you know, you're like outside of my family, you're probably the third person, you know, we're talking about you specifically. You're like the third person, like all of these, you know, we won't post, and I see you improvise because you didn't have this on your list, huh?
No.
This wasn't on the list. Yeah, I surprised them.
No, because I'm
Pulled
trying
up to the gym today, surprised them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At
No,
this,
but wait.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, look, I have it in thought. I have it in mind.
Oh,
Modeling.
really?
Look at that, modeling.
That's interesting.
I have everything because you
Bro,
say
we
things
need-
and I absorb and I remember.
Yeah.
Because you were saying something about cutting your hair. Because
Right.
We'll get to that topic later.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get to it right now. I mean, it kind of connects, right?
Kind of, yeah, right now. Yeah, I think, flow of conversation.
Okay, here's a question, right? OMA is basically a good pal of mine.
I feel like an interview right now. It's an
it
interview,
is,
an
yeah.
interview. Okay.
We've been buddies for like a decade now.
Yeah.
And he pointed out this one time we went into a Whataburger, I believe. And I believe, what do you feel like? Because people stare, right, when you have long hair. Remember
Yeah.
that one? I don't know if you remember. I remember it.
Bro, and I could tell you some stories. I could tell you some stories, but go ahead. I don't want to.
This one cat said, he started saying like what, Rastafarian? Like random, spewing out random stuff.
I don't remember.
He said that.
I don't remember. I would take your word for it, but I just
Yeah.
don't remember.
He said that, and then you said something about like, I wonder what it would be like if I didn't have the dreads. It's like this is an
Really?
image.
You know
This
what
is
year
a-
this was? It was like before or after the pandemic?
Probably 10 years ago.
10, that long?
I think so.
Could
Years
have
go by
been.
pretty quick. I'm
I forget how long. I had my hair for 13 years.
oh, okay.
Since high school graduation, 13 years.
Probably 2017 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter when I was just curious. Uh,
But you basically said, when I step up on the scene, you know that song, Step Up on the Scene?
I recorded that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I re-recorded it. Yeah.
Um, every time he step up on the scene, he kind of has like aura, right? As the kids would say. Aura?
Is my aura gone? Have I lost my aura?
I don't know. Y'all answer that. Has he lost, like, when you
Have
think
I
of
lost-
OMA,
Leave below in the comments. Have I lost my aura?
uh,
I am aura, nigga.
this dude said, as soon as he stepped out of the car, I feel like TN.
Oh yeah. Today, that's how I felt.
Y'all know who TN
My
is?
third eye and everything. They better know who TN is.
He went from Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right?
Man, it feels so good.
But
Oh.
yeah, anyways, back to the, when you had the long hair, you were modeling, correct?
Yeah. In theory, I wasn't making any money off of it. That's why. That's not why I cut my hair, but that's why I didn't cut my hair. Really.
That is why you
Yeah.
didn't cut your
For
hair.
these past 2 years. I've wanted to cut it for at least the past 2 years, and I even told the agencies that I wanted to cut it, and they're like, "Nah, don't do that." I was like, "Okay, I might make some money." I didn't make money, so fuck it, you know. And I guess I'm still cool with the agencies and everything. Like, shit, I'll still do a job or whatever, but it's gonna be with, you know, ain't no going back to that. Yeah, I think I'm doing that for the rest of my life again. Yeah.
Another question is, why did you grow your hair out?
Convenience, really. Ironically, I thought it was gonna be easy. I mean, it was. I guess it's less to manage and everything. I guess better is probably a reason why I cut it, especially after so long.
Yeah.
And that's because, you know, going back to, I think we had mentioned this earlier. You know, you keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You know, it's like I look at myself, and I see everything associated to that look that I've experienced within the past 13 years. You know, so I need to like change my perception. You know, there's the saying, fake it until you make it. You know, I've always had this perception in my mind, like, oh, once I'm successful, then I'll cut my hair. Like, what if I do everything else surrounding the success that I desire before I actually do it, and then maybe success will follow. You know, maybe success isn't a leading indicator, but a lag indicator of everything else that you're experiencing in your life. You know what I mean? So like that's one main reason. My perception of myself, I think, like I look at myself differently. Like I'm looking at myself right now, and like I feel not only do I look like a different person, like I feel like a different person. You know, for better or worse. But there's a lot of like struggles and stories, and like I also think, you know, not just what I actually been through, but like maybe even potentially, I don't know whether or not I believe in this, it's a possibility, but like all the energy that's stored in that, you know, I've associated, you know, to like struggles and, you know, negative experiences and circumstances, you know, and I'm just ready to let go, like relinquish myself from that, you know, and to experience a different chapter of my life, you know, so that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Shall we talk about OMA's workout routine, what he eats, and basically his goals?
I thought about doing this, making a video. I want, and I might still record a, what is it called, a morning routine video. I still might do that.
Yeah.
So just to give y'all a brief overview, without going into depth, I'm a former martial artist. So what I do is, as soon as I wake up, and I don't like pop out. It depends on what the day calls for.
Pop out of bed.
Yeah, just like jump out like a fucking, you know, Marine or anything. Like I'm not that, you know. But I might sit there, lay there, you know. I might pick up a phone, answer it, you know. however many hours of sleep I get. It might be random. You know, I try to get the 8 or whatever. But what I usually do is sit there, think, you know, for a couple minutes, like what's going on. I try to wake up naturally without an alarm, unless there's something for me to do. I have to get busy. And like if there is something pressing, urgent that I have to do, you know, just totally disregard my wake up routine. But what my wake up routine consists of is stretching. And then I do my martial arts stretches. Just walking through myself, you know, mentally right now, thinking about it. Sometimes, depending, you know, again, on what the day calls for, how late it is in the day, I may or may not go to the gym. But usually that's already been determined, you know, by the time I wake up, I should already know. Yeah, stretching, a lot of different stretches, like maybe 30 minutes to an hour worth of stretches.
Damn. Before eating, before anything?
Yeah. I can't eat right as soon as I wake up.
Me neither. I imagine coffee though. That's a must.
I eat protein and sometimes I have a granola bar before I go to the gym. But other than that, yeah, 30 minutes to an hour worth of stretching.
So you don't eat high carb before the gym? Because you said something about like it makes you want to throw up.
Yeah, eating before I go to the gym, because I be in that bitch, you know, like 2.5 hours or whatever.
See, I feel like at that point you'll be very depleted on calories and craving carbs. See, that's why I eat. That's my so-called pre-workout.
So far as calories, the protein powder that I take is high in calories.
Okay.
So it's like one serving is like 1,300 calories, but I only take half a serving before I go, and I take half a serving after I get out. So that's like 750.
Okay.
Or the math on that is wrong.
Yeah.
Like 620.
Does it have a decent amount of carbs?
I don't know. That's a good question. We could look at it.
Because you know how like carbs
so.
just easily convert into like energy. That's why I feel good when I eat
I think so.
a lot of carbs and then wait an hour and then go to the gym.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I don't take pre-workout anymore.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But it does act as, what's it called, a trigger. If you're familiar with Pavlov's dog, it's something I learned in psychology, high school. Pavlov's dog is the term that they gave to this dog of the psychologist. What he did was he triggered, I guess, a reaction mechanism within his dog. What he did was he would ring a bell and give the dog food, and he noticed the dog would salivate every time the dog was given food. And so he'd ring the bell, give the dog food. So he's training the dog to have this response.
Let me guess. And then they threw a curveball in there.
What's the curveball?
Is it like pain?
No.
Because you know how like pain receptors is pretty powerful. Like let's say
You could do that. This not, you know, I mean, we're talking
Like,
about
you know how like,
animal cruelty here.
Yeah, no, but a lot of tests are not humane.
Especially back, well, whenever this was. Yeah, you're not wrong. But you could induce pain. Yeah.
I think the pain will override you know how like a lot of dogs are food driven. I think pain will override. I don't know what. I'll let you finish, but I feel like, let's say you ring the bell, so the dog associates the bell with food. You do that for 2 weeks. Third and fourth week, you introduce pain right after. So like bell, food, pain.
And then what?
I guarantee you, the dog's behavior, it will be terrified when they hear the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you skipped a step.
To the
I
point
think you
where they
skipped a
won't
step
eat.
though. Well, not. I mean, you have to eat to survive.
I mean, yeah, but you've seen a terrified dog before, right? Where they just don't want to do anything,
I'm sure I have.
not even eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You skipped a step though. So, yeah, these two things are associated, the bell and the food. But what they did was they removed the food, and they kept ringing the bell without the food, and now the dog salivates just with
The bell.
and without the food now. You know, so it's also called habit stacking. You know, highly recommend. You know, we're talking about books and everything. Maybe we should add that to the list. Books, movies. We talk about that all the time though. But atomic habits, like habit stacking, and this is why I believe that it's so important to have morning routines, not just morning routines, but night routines, all kinds of routines, because you're really training yourself, like Pavlov's dog, So I forgot how I got on that, but I think it was about daily routine, So that routine, just like Pavlov's dog, gets the dog ready to eat, it gets me ready for my day, And I also incorporate those same principles into my creative process. So it just becomes like a rite of passage. Like you're reducing the friction that it takes you to do something that's difficult. So if you do something consistently, or if you want to build the habit of doing something consistently, like start out small. Like if you want to go to the gym, like don't start by going to the gym and getting a membership. Start by changing your routine on your way to work, to pass by the gym. And then once you start passing by it, like get out of your car and go inside the gym, regularly. And then, you start like do one exercise at a time. And it's like you wean yourself into that, and before you know it, like this is part of your life. It's just like breathing now. You don't even think about it. So like my morning routine consists of stretching. After my stretches, I meditate. And that's another good 15, 20 minutes or so. Meditation. And then I get out a journal. Not necessarily a journal. I just write it on my phone. Ideally, I haven't been doing this as of recently, but I did do this very consistently for at least 2 years, is write things that I'm thankful for until I can't think of anything else. Fills up like the whole page on my phone. That takes a little bit of time, maybe like, I think 10, 15 minutes. Things that I'm thankful for. Things that I want to get accomplished that day, and then like big goals, like long-term things that I want to get accomplished. And then, because I forget some things, I look at my bucket list on top of that. And usually I'm doing all of this while I'm listening to music in the background. Shameless plug, not my own stuff, but there's this SoundCloud channel that I'm addicted to. I love it. It's called The Future Beat Show, and it's hosted by, I guess, a British guy named Complexion, and that's been a significant part of my morning routine for probably at least the past 3 or 4 years now. And like each of those episodes last about like 2 hours. Obviously, I'm done by 2 hours, but not always. Sometimes I like sit and reflect. Sometimes, ideally, I would write down my dreams, like dreams that I've had, like a dream journal or whatever. Sometimes I do that. And I also, to top off my morning routine, what I do is I play brain games, whether it's like Lumosity or Elevate, and also I got my Duolingo. At the time of this recording, I have a streak on Duolingo. You familiar with Duolingo?
Is that where you learn another language?
Yeah, language.
What language you learn somewhere?
Spanish. I've been trying to learn Spanish for longer than I've been rapping, for like well over 10 years, since like junior high. I'm not fluent. I'm pretty good, but I'm really good on vocabulary, but not my grammar.
You remember that song La Raza?
Yeah.
I like that song, man.
Can't talk about that. Some gang shit. But
it's a gang?
Low key. Yeah, some of it. Did I explain the meaning of it to you?
Probably, but it's been so long.
It's not bad, but it's just, what I don't like about that song is like, especially at the time that I wrote that, I'm talking about things that I have no idea about, no concept of. So, not to say that it's insincere or ingenuine, but it's just like, imagine like a preacher talking about,
things you don't know about.
Yeah. It's like, so that's why I don't.
Preach, right?
Exactly. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, if I was to talk to myself 10 years, ago, shut the fuck up. So it's a cool song, the song itself. But some things, like, I don't think that I'm the person to deliver that message. But yeah, at the time of this recording, My streak on Duolingo, I've been doing it since the pandemic.
Damn,
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, it's like 1,700 days straight.
Damn.
Like I've taken, you know, you have your streak freezes, so I've used my streak freezes, you know, and I still purchase streak freezes, but I've kept up with it for 1,700 days.
So you can speak good Spanish with like a.
I understand a little bit. My grammar is terrible though, especially like future and past tense. You know, if I could say everything in present tense, I might survive. I'll probably pick it up. Like what I really need to do is inundate myself with another with the culture. It's what's it called? I think it starts with the I. Immersion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need to immerse myself in the culture. I probably pick it up in like a week at the fastest, but probably within a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd probably be fluent if I did that for a month. But yeah, that completes basically my daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you asked me about diet too?
No, well, workout like
Oh, workout. That's
like
a whole
basically
other
your
thing.
split days, what you eat, right?
Yeah.
Like how many calories a day, or what
You watch your calories?
Not, I estimate.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm like close to 3,000 every day. I'm obviously on like a surplus because
Yeah.
I'm gaining some fat. I'm bulking, so
I don't watch my calories as much as I would like to.
Me neither.
I mean, really at all. It sounds like you pay more attention to that than I do.
Like how many meals do you eat a day?
It depends really on how hungry I am. Like, and sometimes again, like a lot of this is contextual, circumstantial, because I've really been just grinding, especially for this past year. You know, preparing to make sure I have enough savings to be here. You know, but like a lot of my life is surrounded by work and convenience at this point. I could tell you what I do eat though. I don't know if you're familiar with Pollo Loco.
Mm-hmm.
I eat Pollo Loco. That's pretty much like, I'm not exaggerating when I say it's like almost the only thing that I eat.
So like your comfort food,
Not
or
eat
just convenient food?
both. So for me, it satisfies three criteria. It's convenient, it's healthy, and it's affordable. It's like so cheap. Like what I go and get, and like I go. A lot of these again, like go back to like habits and like psychology thing. There's this thing called friction, where if you're doing something that's uncomfortable to you, you're more likely to experience more friction. You know, so I wear the same clothes, and I'm not. Take what I say with a grain of salt. You know, some of these things I'm recommending to you on the basis that you understand them and how they apply to your life, right? So reducing friction. You know, I've learned that like a lot of like billionaires and millionaires, I'm sure, implement like a lot of these tactics. If you remember Steve Jobs, for example, wore the same thing every day, day after day. Alex Hermosi, I don't know if you're familiar with Alex Hermosi. If you look him up on YouTube, millionaire, wears the same. He has his own thing. He's a bodybuilder. Well, I don't say bodybuilder, but he's in the fitness space. I think he wears Crocs, jorts. He has like a hat on. But he wears the same. Even when he's giving like speeches, he'll wear the same thing.
Not like a suit.
No, like
Yeah,
so when you
I think if once you're a millionaire,
no, like you have a point, but at the same time, from a branding perspective,
Yeah.
consistency and familiarity. You know, like people want to see that you're consistent, you're the same person. You know, like I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like we talked about familiarity and trust. Like if somebody, and take these with a grain of salt. Some things work for some people, some things don't work for other people. You know. But my point is, whatever you're wearing, regardless of what you're wearing, like Steve Jobs, you know, he had like the turtleneck, the black turtleneck, and like the jeans. And I think even Mark Zuckerberg does something similar, you know. But whatever it is, it's the same thing. And even if it is a suit, or even if it's the same suit, you know, it's the same thing day after day, you know. So it reduces friction. If it's not important, you know, you can outsource it, delegate it, or just remove it from your life entirely. So I go eat at the same. I don't have to think about where I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
I already know where I'm going to eat. You know, that's just one example. I'm sure there are other examples. Oh, like my workout routine. Like if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Now if it is broken, like fix it. You know, like I don't think about. I mean, like I plan in advance what I'm gonna work out, you know, and my routine and everything like that. But it's like for the most part, I know, you know, like I'm going in there and I'm doing this, this, and this. I don't really have to look at, you know, my regiment like that. But like, yeah, so far as what I eat, it's usually 2 pollo bowls. And, you know, think about, you know, we're talking about one thing. What is it called? Something fatigue, decision fatigue. You know, you go into the grocery store, you already know what you're getting before you could get out, get in and get out. It reduces room for error, not only on your side because of decision fatigue, but also on the other party. Like if somebody has to prepare your food, they don't ask me what I want. Like they recognize my face, they know what I want. They know that I know how much it costs. So if they try to bullshit me on the cost, like no, you got this wrong. You know, you did something wrong here. You know, unless it's like, and that's another thing too, coupons. Because I eat at the same place every day. I be racking up my points, bro. Oh, yeah. I be saving a hell of money, bro.
Yeah.
Rewards, you know. Yeah, I'm getting the same thing every day, the same place. You know, it's like if I don't get it here, I'm gonna get it somewhere else. And like I know how much costs ain't changed that much. You know, they know me by name.
Yeah.
They just look at me. Oh, you know, they know me by name. They know what time it is.
You familiar with the Dave Chappelle little skit?
Which one?
Where this is kind of this cannot be on record.
Why not? They don't know you.
It's basically
Oh, they do know you.
No?
They've seen your face that we introduced you as trans.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It's Dave Chappelle said. I didn't do anything. I'm just re-saying what
Blame
he said.
it on Dave.
So remember the bit where he was being stereotypical with black folks?
Oh, chicken.
Chicken, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I already know.
Where he's like,
You genetically predisposed to eat chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, hey, I would like to get a, and he's like,
chicken.
Chicken.
You know,
and he's like, how do you know?
How did you know?
I knew before you walked through the goddamn door. Remember that?
You was going to get some chicken.
They were doing that to you.
Yeah.
Except you were just
fucking right.
Pollo.
I mean, that's all they got it there. Pollo. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're a usual too. Like,
yeah, right, right. They know what I want. They don't mess the order up.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
They can't mess.
No friction.
They can't mess
Smooth,
the order
right?
up.
Like a well-oiled machine.
I think I discussed this before because wherever I go, if I've been there before, I'm probably ordering the same thing. Chipotle. I know what I want at Chipotle. Here, Pollo. Yeah, those are 2 places that come to mind. Oh, there's whenever I'm not eating Pollo because it's too late, it's usually because it's too late. You know, they close. There's this other spot that I go to. I don't know if I took you while you were out there. It's this burger joint.
I feel like I did.
Maybe,
that was
yeah.
like the first place we went.
Probably, because I was a lot closer where it was when you came out there. I was living out there, and they give you like 2 quarter-pound burgers for half price after 4. What's the joint called? Victory Diner.
I feel like yeah.
Back then, it was probably like two burgers for like $5 and some change. Now it's like 2 burgers for $7, but that's still like a steal. 2 quarter-pound burgers for $7. You know, so yeah, if it's not there, that's where I go. I don't go there as often anymore because usually I'm at Pollo. But I damn near wrote a song about it. I really wrote a song.
You should.
I have some lines, you know. Yeah, so that's really what I eat. 2, maybe 3 Pollo bowls, depending on if I'm going to the gym, or if I went to the gym that day or what. That, and then like the 2 protein shakes, which makes 1 full serving if it's a gym day. If it's not a gym day, then maybe 3 Pollo bowls. Yo, what's good, y'all? I am OMA, one who may a sin, console trap metal recording artist. Here in our YouTube channel, you can expect exclusive content, whether it's vlogs, music, freestyles, behind the scenes. You never know what you're gonna expect, so make sure you hit your post notifications, like, comment, subscribe, share it with somebody else who might find it valuable as well. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. We're going all the way up, eyes to the sky.